I just figured that, hey, you know, all the colonies are going to have mites. It's just a natural thing. So just treat for them. Now, that being said, for the last 15 years, we haven't treated. We've been treatment free. And this year we are going to treat with oxalic acid because we lost a third last year due to mites.
A third of your bees or your bees?
The bees. We lost a third of our colonies. The honey production over the last 2 years has actually been pretty sufficient, and it was real stable. Last year we had just shy of 1,000 pounds, and this year same thing, just shy of 1,000. But here again, some people, they want to do this for pollination, not honey. You know, they want to pollinate their garden or their apple orchards, or just to have the pollinators out there in general. But you can do both. So you want to pass that around, just be careful with it.
On the oxalic treatment, how long do you vaporize it for?
2-3 minutes.
Just 2.
Yeah. Now Rick uses mediums on most of his boxes, so a brood box, a 9-inch brood box, would call for a gram. So it's a gram of oxalic acid per brood box. So this, just consider 3 would be 2 brood boxes.
Okay.
So you'd use 2 grams, level grams, in the oxalic acid burner, and then place it in, burn it for 2 to 3 minutes.
And do you move it around? Or you just leave
Nope, you just put it in, plug the entrance, and you leave it in for 2 to 3 minutes, then you pull it out.
What about those strips?
The mite away strips?
Yeah.
You know, that's here again, that's a personal choice, but it's a hard chemical. And I don't like hard chemicals because some of them can imperviate the wax.
That stuff you're talking about, do they sell it at Beeline?
The oxalic acid, the best place to get it would be like at a hardware store. It's wood, just wood. It's wood bleach.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's all it is. It's just wood bleach. And you can. I didn't bring my hanger. Okay, we'll just go into this. We're going to go all the way down. So, who wants to start with this? I need a volunteer.
To do what?
We're gonna carefully separate these, pull them one, and now the one thing when we go in to assess these hives is remember pull the outside one first, and then move it over slowly, and then pull it up. We're gonna go in and look at each one.
You got gloves?
No. You always want to keep it over the hive. Now what we're looking for here is stores this time of the year. Of course you can tell that by the weight.
How many are capped?
Yes, capped honey. Pollen, honey, and brood.
Why do you want to keep it over the hive? I'm just asking.
Well, if there's times if the queen's on there and if you were to drop her on the ground, you know, you don't want to do that. But you're going to want to assess these hives for pollen and nectar. This has got a little bit of capped honey on it here.
That guy there.
It's got pollen on it, yeah. So the overall weight of this hive was fairly light, so he's probably going to have to feed it. Let's pull another one. We'll just go across.
Now he was saying if they were like really stuck together, you shouldn't try and pull them apart. Is that ever or at this time of year?
Well, no, because see, Rick basically uses foundationless.
Oh, okay.
Over at that hive there, they had one, and they built way out, and the frame next to it was blank.
Right.
And so they grew right into it.
Because mine are like kind of all like stuck together when I pull them apart.
So we should be doing this
Honey was kind
on all of our hives sometime.
Well, to go in and assess them for winter, you know, if you got a weak one and a strong one, you may have to combine it. Now, like on this one here, see, there's a little bit of capped honey on this side, and there's a little bit of open nectar on this side. You know, just from general health issues, it looks so far, and we're not down into it very far. It looks like a relatively strong hive, other than it's weak on stores. Let's pop this one. And of course, Rick just treated those two over there with oxalic acid. I don't think he treated this one. Now this one here, see this one here has got a little weight in it, and that's all capped honey. So strategically, if you've got a hive that's made a mess with this honey issue, you can place these capped cells of honey right over the brood chambers, because as the winter progresses, those bees move vertically, and they very reluctantly move horizontally.
Okay, so if you have something like this, you want to put it up above the brood chamber.
Right.
Okay.
And typically, how the bees design these Langstroth hives is they place the honey on the outside for the first two frames, and then they place pollen, and then the brood is capped, and it's in the center usually. So, and we had a hive here just the other day that I did that with. I went in and switched it around on them. See, this is capped both sides. And I'm looking for any mite issues on the bees. I'm looking for K-wing, deformed virus wing, and it's they'll have a stubby wing, or they'll have their short wings, or they'll have the wings will look like a K, they're actually shaped like a K, and that's a virus that comes in with the mite.
So then what do you do if you have it?
Pardon me?
What do you do if you have it?
Well, that's an indication that you may have mites.
Oh.
And that indication then would be a tool to use for treatment.
Okay.
And here again, the oxalic acid is probably the simplest and the gentlest way. The hard chemicals like the strips, the mitoate strips, there's numerous ones on the market. I don't like using them. They're hard chemicals.
And how did you say you treated with it? What did you do?
The oxalic?
Yeah.
Well, you have to buy the oxalic acid burner.
Or you can make
Or you can make one.
I made one. You can buy these little heaters for a single cup of tea that you put in the cup and plug it in. Well, I took one of those, and they have a coil on the end of them. And I bought an end piece of a copper pipe that fit right in the.
I was just kind of surprised
snug,
that
but I
even being out of
put
the
it in
hive,
there, and
maybe
then I
they
put a
died.
handle
The
on
hive's
it.
usually like 90
And then
degrees.
that's
So
your
I thought
burner. It
my
cost
crops
maybe
kind of down in
$10,
basement
but to
too,
buy
so they
one
were at
was about
50 for a while. And 4 days.
And then you just put it in the ant
Put it in the
all
entrance.
died.
so it like makes smoke?
Right, exactly. But you
You're-
want to
you're-
wear a vaporizer,
It's,
a
you actually
respirator.
vaporize it.
But still
You
not
want a
going bad.
respirator because you don't want
So still
to.
probably a food.
For how long?
2-3 minutes. So as I was saying, their normal configuration.
I'll
is
give you a
honey.
link to my YouTube channel. Me and a couple other members last year, we built a vaporizer and we vaporized his hives.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've got a video on that.
Yeah.
And it explains everything from how you measure to closing off the,
Is there a link to that on the LCBA website?
I don't think.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't think we got one
Kevin,
on there yet. No.
December of 2015, go to the newsletter, and about 3 or 4 pages down, to get to the mite control, and then there's two places you can click on, and it'll show you a video of it being used and making one.
Okay. So
2015 December.
as I was saying earlier, their normal configuration is honey, pollen, brood. Well, if you look at this board here, we're into the brood. We're into the center now. Now, one of the reasons that Rick is probably feeding pollen patties is to get a buildup of brood, because the pollen incites the bees to lay. So he's feeding pollen right now, and as you can see, she's been laying in here.
This is a job that's not done, so they'll just start doing that job.
Now there's a couple ways to clear these bees off of that. One of them is lightly touch them, and they'll move out of the way. And you can see the uncapped pollen, or the uncapped brood larvae. Isn't that when you see it? And if you look, I think there's some eggs out on the outer edge. She's got eggs laid on that outer edge. So she's been right up in this top box.
I'll switch over
So-
to the other side.
Pardon me, Cody?
Oh, I was just saying I'm going to switch over to this other side. It's probably more level ground.
There's a bee on you,
Right
Lawrence.
on up here where I
This particular frame, and as the frames we've gone in on, are all foundations.
Oh.
You can see the wires
Hello
through
there.
on the edges.
Actually, yeah, see, those are just staples, so it's not wired all the way through.
Oh, that one isn't?
Yeah. On these, I usually only wire the deeps.
Oh, okay.
But I started putting staples in the
Okay.
sides and in the
Yeah.
bottom
Give
to
'em
try to
something
encourage them
that's
to anchor
very
to the sides and the
uneven
bottom, because a lot of times they'll just run up a thing here and have
How
empty
long of a
space there.
staple are you using?
They're an inch and a quarter.
Yeah. You know, one thing I missed on the natural foundation when we were talking about it is one of the advantages I think is that they tend to leave a lot of communication holes, and if not communication holes, even like how they have this walkway along here or underneath or to the sides. You think about this box in the wintertime when the cluster's moving around, these edges all being together there, they almost make themselves a second wall there, you know? So if they can move around the comb without having to walk out to this outside wood,
I'm not seeing, on these, I'm not seeing much of a mite count. I'm not seeing much K-wing.
yeah.
Nothing.
No, the ones I thought had more K were this one and that one by the spruce tree, because those were a little older hives. But
Right. This is a good...
and when I say notice them, I mean if I notice a few bees with it, I'm like,
Correct.
you know.
Yeah. This is so far it's been a strong colony. The other thing is that I did.
Do you want to frame this?
I left mine at home. The other thing I noticed on this one is it's light. Both of these are light.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
something.
no, well, like I said-
you didn't pull no honey off these.
This bottom box is almost empty,
You want to leave it on.
or
there.
basically empty. So some of these ones where it's real light like this, Kevin, where I got like 2 boxes maybe pretty chock full. One of my questions or ideas was maybe it's better to try to take the empty frames out of this one, move them to the sides here, and get it more like a chimney in the middle. Or would you say it's better to just leave all the empty stuff on the bottom?
I'd leave all the empty stuff on the bottom, especially this time of the year,
Yeah.
because you do too much manipulation this time of the year, and it may depress them enough that.
Right.
I have a pretty much empty one, but it's on the top. Should I just take it off?
Is
Yeah.
it pulled comb?
No, they barely did anything
Yeah,
in there.
take it off, because you don't want, if you don't
That'll be
have
a
that. Yeah, if they don't have any pulled comb in there, they won't come up in that in the winter, and then you got heat loss in it and everything else. So,
Okay.
how many boxes do you have on it?
I have a deep and a medium, and then another medium that's empty.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
got
I'd pull
too.
that top one.
Okay.
Just clean the bees off of it and get it out of there, and then put it on next spring. And you'll probably want to super it under. But what I would do is I would checkerboard it first. You know what I mean by checkerboarding? Every other frame, you put a pulled comb, then a new one, a pulled comb, new one, and right across the board.
But you're talking about that in the spring? Not
Yes.
right now.
No,
Okay.
not right now.
Okay.
Because they're coming out of that build-up mode. They're going to go into the shutdown mode now. And what we're trying to do is assess them before they go into that shutdown mode to see where their strengths and weaknesses are. So as beekeepers, we can somewhat manipulate that. You don't want to manipulate it a whole bunch, because if you do, you can disrupt it enough that you'll kill the hive. So, or really depress it enough to where they won't make it, they'll die. So the thing like this hive is it looks strong. So let's go into the next box down. So what we'll do is we'll slide these back over.
So now can you just take the frames out of...
Yeah, I think that like the numbers of bees here are pretty strong, but the stores are low.
Yeah, they're really low.
So these ones they had 3 boxes,
Yeah,
and then I put most of the empty stuff down to the bottom
yeah.
recently, just so they didn't have as much. They had empty stuff kind of randomly throughout, and quite a bit of it on top.
I've seen it to where they'll fly all summer long, and they build up very little stores.
Yeah.
And
Who are you looking for?
Can you just
Yeah.
pull the frames out of one of these and turn it into a...
what was that? I'm sorry.
They got cold. I don't know which. Yeah. That's down there in that bottom. Some of these, I did the split, and then I realized I forgot to slide the bottom board in the screen.
So
And that's down towards the bottom. I bet they balled up over here and they left those ones.
yeah, so this probably isn't a virus. It's probably something that died because of
Quantum mechanics. Bad beekeeping.
Negligent.
I'm just going to say that. Negligent.
Yeah, I see.
Hey, Rick, I was looking at...
This hive has 4, 5, 6 frames of honey,
No.
but it isn't quite as strong as that hive over there. That one doesn't have but a few frames of nectar.
Yeah.
And if you keep feeding that one, I think it'll be great. But you know, that hive is actually a little bit stronger than this one. Huh. We haven't found the queen in this one yet.
Excuse me.
Huh. And are you seeing any eggs?
Yes, we found eggs. There's eggs in this frame.
Okay.
There's one hatch.
Yeah. Well, let's put that back. Oh,
So do you have
Yeah.
carnioles and Italian?
Mostly carny.
Okay. Is there a difference in overwintering the two of them?
Yeah, I mean, carnies are generally a little bit smaller cluster size.
We have one of, this is our first year and we have one of each, and I feel like our carnies are their clusters way bigger. I have way more bees than my Italians.
what do we have going on there?
Let's
Let's look at the other side before it tips too far inside there.
But it's 14 supers tall.
Okay, I don't see a queen either yet.
But you know, I
Mark?
did include the knife and
You mind if I take a little closer look at that
but they
frame?
didn't want to separate.
So the queen in here should have a white number on her.
Oh.
Now there was a white dotted queen in the other one.
This one.
Oh.
This one had a dot.
It looks
I
like
didn't see a number on it, but it could have had
No, that one had a yellow dot though.
Yeah,
that had yellow
Yeah.
dots.
So this one has a white dot. Okay.
So yellow dots last year,
Okay.
white dots this year.
Okay.
There's a code that it's like an international beekeeping queen color thing.
And sometimes
So if you're going to mark your queen, yeah, you're supposed to use the appropriate
International
color.
color.
That way, if you catch it as a swarm and it's a marked queen, you know. Or so it's kind of like a courtesy thing. I tend to like not mark them. I have this little plunger thing, you know, but you got to get the queen in this plunger thing. You like push her up against this screen and then you mark her with the pen. And I don't know. I mean, if she's okay in there, I'd like rather not mess with her, you know, like.
Well, to me,
I
it looks
sneeze
like
while I'm pushing that plunger up.
There's the nectar right there.
Take it.
No, it's got a little
Yeah.
stopper thing so you can't push it through the
You
screen.
mind if
But
I
like,
take a quick peek of that?
Get into the hive at all,
Thank you.
right? Other than to take the cover off.
So what I do is I don't use any.
I mean,
fancy
it was
bees.
2 weeks
I did
ago,
for
so
a
if there's
while,
eggs,
but
she's
I-
got to be
you
in
know,
here.
Yeah, there was
Okay.
eggs
for a
in that
variety
one
of reasons,
frame.
I just
So
sort of
you
use them all off.
queen
I've
this
used
with a
lot of
new
different
queen?
ones on me.
Yeah.
And now what I do
Did you do
is
that to all your hives?
Reach that.
No.
New queen?
I just put a jar,
Rick?
you know, the jar here, and I put a box around it.
Oh, cool.
That's it.
Okay, so Rick, yeah, we'll keep an eye out for a queen, but we haven't
All right.
seen
Like
one
he
here.
said,
All
one
right.
of the things he likes is
And
to
I've
feed him
kept a
with
pretty
knife,
good eye out
open
for it,
all
too.
the
Yeah.
way up,
Huh.
do that.
Well, and I can do that too.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of that type of a feeder. It's clear plastic cover over it, and it's
Okay,
a white
well, this
plastic
might be
cup.
about the end of
Yeah.
this story.
Right? So, and it actually has
You
a
did
lid
find
on the
a
cup.
queen?
You pick it off and you look at
She's
them.
probably
you
in
pour
there.
your syrup.
Oh, there was eggs.
Yeah, that's
She
nice
has
to be
to
able
be
to
in
pour
there,
right
but
in.
we
Where I
just
got
don't
it in
know
big jars, but
Sometimes
I got,
they don't
I got
get
bees
real
in there.
fat either. You
Yeah,
know,
the
they
cases.
don't build her up very well.
White collar
That's what
on
I
its
do.
legs.
But I'm
You said it
also,
was
this
a marked
time of year, I'm
queen.
also feeding them.
I saw yellow jacket come out of this hive.
My next feeding. is
Probably
one
because
after
the top's
last meeting.
open.
I
They're
said, I've been doing
opportunistic.
one-to-one.
Yeah.
It's just making too much nectar instead of honey.
Well, yeah, now that the
Really
weather's
good
starting to
Just
change,
like remember
it's not
we
as
fed
warm,
some meat
and,
scraps to the cats.
you know,
and
it's
yellow
starting to
jackets
get a little moisture
picked
going
up
through it.
And it's starting to get cold at night.
Ventilated enough.
Scavengers.
Yeah.
Starting to
It's
get
not
cold
as
at
hot.
night. It was 47 last night.
Don't stand in
Yeah,
front of a hive hour.
Yeah.
This is a
They don't
cool,
like it.
yeah, did you
Don't
see
tell
us
my
do
wife
over
that. She'll
here?
want to turn
No.
the heat up to 80.
It's a,
You guys fight over the heater, Mel?
Yeah, a little bit.
critically cuffed out round because the chip is in the center of the brood, and it's giving him humidity and temperature.
Well, at least I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I walk in the house and I go, I can't breathe. It's so hot in here. And my wife's all wrapped up tight.
It does in the second box up. It has a little bit on the one end, I thought.
Is it?
Yeah.
So when you say you go into the fall with like so many frames of honey, or like, are you talking like per box or just per hive?
Yeah,
Yeah.
per box of bees.
Okay.
So would you switch this box with a box that has honey?
No, I keep the honey on top because they're naturally going to climb into it during the winter.
Yeah, they won't go down.
Yeah.
I've had bees.
But one thing we will do is make sure the honey is centered over where I think the cluster will end up being. That way, when they do go up, they don't starve out.
You want your honey on top?
Yeah,
So
you'd
this
want
is
it on
a
top, but you want it in the
two-box
center,
pie.
over the cluster. If they're got filled it
So
up on
yeah,
one
what I
side,
liked about
then
this
move
is
it
it
to
just
the
connects to
center.
a phone.
Put the blanks.
See the data.
I've had them really starved out. Well, I don't know if Mike's got them. Look, really starved out, and they had the whole bottom was full of honey, and they were all on the
It's
top.
so
Well, let's put this
They weren't
box
smart
back
enough
on.
to get
Amazon?
down.
Amazon?
yeah,
From the bottom.
Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
No, not
So-
Because they'll eat
depending
those and then they'll go up. Okay.
Where did we find the honey in this frame?
It was underneath the pollen patty.
Yeah.
I just treated them like they were my hive.
Okay.
Get it out.
Well, I don't know if it does not, but we'll
Yep.
put it back how it was. Okay, so
I think it was that one. Yeah.
this one had a lot of honey in it.
A little bit.
This one did not.
Sometimes they don't swell at all.
That one did not. And there's a little. The green one had some too.
Yeah, I had a little bit.
Okay, well we're going to
That over
drop
the top.
this frame in right there. And that way when the brood chamber comes up, we'll find it. I'm going to actually spin this one around and it'll fit a little bit better.
That'd be weird if the flame was on the
Killed a
top.
couple bees there.
There you go.
I must say the girls are pretty well behaved today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm liking it since I've got a big giant eye right in front of me.
The only time I've
I
gotten
don't
stung
know.
this
You
year is
see
when I was
what,
taking
Dan
a picture with my
There he
phone
moved-
because they don't like the
Scooted everything
Yeah.
together so that when he goes to break apart next time, he's got room to move that frame over to give clearance to get it out.
Good eye, Mel.
They don't like the electric field.
So what did you just say?
Pull that inner cover off again.
Okay.
Pull the inner cover off.
Okay. And
Now,
do what?
See, he moved the frames over. He's got a gap here.
Right.
So when he wants to get into that next time, he's got a place to move that frame over
Okay.
so he can pull it up.
You want
So he
this?
doesn't. So he doesn't drag.
What was the order? I don't know.
That was underneath there.
This was under here.
Okay, then we'll go his order then.
So you would
Now,
do the
when
other
I
order?
use these, I don't usually stick on an inner cover below it.
It's okay. Squish them occasionally.
Did I kill a bee?
Yeah.
Don't tell Rick.
Yeah.
I'll tell him.
Okay, now most of those ants are already gone, so that's good. We'll put that back in.
Well, there's sugar ants, so what do you think they'd go for?
Yeah. I got rid of all my top
Okay,
covers or
well, very
feeders
good.
like that. Rick,
Who else would like to have a little bit of a crack at a hive? This one's going to be a little bit bigger. Oh, you gonna give her a go?
Got that hole right there.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
go in there.
Okay, come on over. We got ants on the top. I'm going to bang some of those off, if that's okay. Okay, well, we've got some kind of a setup here. That's kind of interesting how he runs hard and soft candy at the same time. Yeah, you'll probably want to use your... Okay, yeah, it doesn't need a hive tool, you're right.
Oh, this is a
Okay,
healthier.
and gently take the inner cover off and set it on top of the feeder.
See that first. She's running sugar water and hard candy. Huh.
Okay, this is a little bigger hive, and that's good. Okay, so we'll start at the edge and work our way in.
Doesn't look like there's anything on this.
That's all right. We'll take one out to get it out of the way, and that way we can get bees out without rolling them. Pam, what do you say?
see, this is where when he had on the last one, he gave that space so he had room to pop that over to the outside. Give it room to get it out.
Okay, so it's just foundation. That's all it is. It is kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm just setting this on its side.
Go ahead and set it on side. There's nothing on there we can hurt. Now this next one has a little bit of drawn foundation coming out. We'll set that one up and down because it isn't completely built out. It's fairly new wax. I don't want to break it off.
Is that the leftover of a pollen patty right there?
Where's that?
Yeah, there.
Corner.
Okay.
So now that big patty that was on this last one,
Yes.
how long will that last?
Well, that one's going to last a long time because they aren't eating it.
Okay. Is that something I should be doing to my hives right now? Is feeding
Rick was showing us
them?
on those.
If you want to build your hives up, it's important to feed them pollen patties.
Okay.
Rick was showing us on his, he put staples out the side, hoping the bees would build the wax over the staples to keep it more secure.
Okay, so what we've got there, he took a chunk of wax out of there, it looks like. I'm not sure why.
You want to hold that up for the
maybe-
camera?
Comb honey for the fair.
Look
Yeah,
at,
it could
yeah,
be.
yeah, comb honey for the fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
So just drop this one back down. We didn't see a queen there, did we? Did you see any honey stores on that?
no.
Okay.
I don't know if it necessarily hits nearly, but as everybody was talking about the bug, right?
Get me stung? No.
Oh, actually, I'm going to fill the smoke on there to
And I also don't know if
stop
These
that.
are really
There's lots of
calm
nectar.
today.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
they
say
are.
the girls are really being,
Okay, quite a little bit of uncapped nectar on this side. What do you see on your side?
Nothing. No, uncapped nectar.
Uncapped nectar also. Okay. No queen yet. Usually the queen won't be out in the middle of the nectar. She's almost never on capped honey. You usually find her where the brood is.
yeah.
The bee army, yeah. They don't.
Okay. And on this side, we have a little bit of older capped honey. I don't see any eggs in the cells on this side, but I can't look very good. There's a little bit of capped brood at the bottom.
It looks like there's
Is there larvae in there?
bottom. I can see some coming out.
Okay, now those are coming out butt first. So that means they're in there cleaning the cell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's how you tell? It's butt first?
Butt first is cleaning, head first is being born.
Okay.
what you don't want to see is butt first thing in the spring.
Breach
And they're not moving.
versus
Yeah,
tuck and
that
roll.
is bad.
Yeah, I want to check real
The
quick.
things you learn.
What did you just say
LCBA.
about first thing in the spring?
You don't want
Yeah,
to see a bunch of them butt out and they're not moving.
Oh, yeah,
There's
well,
some
starving to
hatched
death.
yeah,
larvae in here
and freeze dried.
that's fairly close to getting capped also. So there's quite a bit on this side. You get in the sunlight and you can see it. And then this one here, you don't have much going on in there. But you see,
Oh, I see. Hold me out.
right up in there you can see some capped larvae a little bit.
Well, there's that.
Okay.
That
Right there.
Or not capped larvae,
But so
excuse me.
mine are also, you know,
uncapped
one here,
larvae.
one here, so I just-
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, through there. Does everybody else?
It looks like more like gelatin.
It does look like jelly, doesn't it?
Rather than the nectar or whatever looks
Yeah.
shiny.
All right, well, grab us another frame and tell us what you see there.
One thing,
Yeah.
again,
No.
handling them when you're looking for the queen,
Yeah.
you should actually keep them over your frame,
Okay.
over your
Yeah,
hive.
Over the box.
In case
you're
she
right. In
drops,
case if she drops
drops
off.
off.
Okay.
You don't want her on the ground where you're going to step on her.
Thank you.
That's if they had been aggravated, I would have.
Yeah.
The way they were all clinging and nobody was moving, I didn't think it was a big deal.
Yeah, well, but with people who are new at this and they can bump the frame or whatever.
Nervous and yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't see a queen on that side.
Oh, you look at this.
It's either,
Okay, well, what do we got here?
I see capped
Yeah.
honey.
There's some capped honey and nectar.
And a bee on your thumb.
Yeah, I think it's got some honey or something on there.
Yeah, there's propolis or something.
Clean up crew.
I like the concept of the throwaway gloves because that reduces contaminating hive to hive to hive.
Yeah,
Because
I
you
always
do
have a
mass
clean
quantity.
pair of gloves, that's for sure.
You do mass quantity, so
I like it.
yeah.
You're exactly right though, Mel. I should have done that over top the hive.
Right.
I didn't want to say anything really, but I didn't want it to be passed
Kick
by.
me in the butt.
Pinch you there.
I know, that's what I said.
Okay.
I
I don't see a queen there, guys. But what I do see...
Is there brood in there?
No, there's some eggs that have hatched, some larvae. I haven't seen any eggs.
I
do
like
see...
them. They filled up real nice.
Where was that?
They're a little bit bigger and they're a little bit darker. They are
I'm not seeing it now. I thought I saw a... Oh yeah, there it is. There's a queen cell that has hatched recently that they've eaten out. So this probably has a virgin queen in it somewhere. That's something we want to watch out for. You guys see the queen cell right there that's hatched out?
I see it kind of.
They're cleaning it.
They are. But that's a very recent queen cell, a queen cup that's either hatched out or been killed by another queen. So with that in mind, we want to be very careful. We have probably a virgin queen in here or some sort of requeening going on, and so let's be real careful that we don't disturb the queen too much.
The problem with that is I don't see many drones.
I was going to say, would she make it or would she hang out till next
Well,
spring?
here's the thing. We do have 2 or 3 more days. They're going to make it close to 80 degrees.
Right.
There is a chance she will get bred.
Okay. Because there's drones somewhere, maybe,
Yes.
within a 5-mile radius.
I found a bunch of them the other day, but they've thrown them out and they're all dead.
No.
Okay. All honey.
Yeah, it also is often vodka.
So does a virgin queen physically look different?
Yeah.
Like
her abdomen isn't engorged.
Right, because she's not.
Her ovaries
virgin, yeah.
aren't going yet.
Yeah.
She still plows through the bees like she's boss.
Okay.
She does look different.
Okay.
She looks, a lot of times she'll look a little bit like a paper wasp or a big hornet.
Oh, okay.
Don't smash any of them in there then.
I will be very careful.
That's interesting.
Rick?
Yep.
We found an old queen cell in here that's being eaten out. And we have not found a queen yet in the top box. 2 frames over is the queen cup, if you'd like to see it.
You know, in such
Is that all that was left of the pollen patty in that one?
Yes.
There's nothing left in the pollen patty.
When did you
The
put it
middle
in there?
one,
See it there? There's like a little teeny,
a little bit right here too.
that's a little teeny piece.
But this hive never did find a queen,
although I make a
and
really good
didn't find much for eggs. Found some older larvae.
Yeah.
Has some queens, some sugars and honey in it. The other one found the queen. Not a lot of honey or stores. Is this the one?
I think so. It was in.
What do you got, just water, Rick?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
So do you sometimes
Yeah,
right
that water actually broke a little. It got a hole in the bottom. It got a crack in the bottom.
Yeah.
But I found if I just keep the thing on, like it just comes out the crack in the bottom instead of the hole in the side.
Hey, just right.
So I just keep it capped up.
Plastic
Here's what we were looking at.
Yeah.
Every year. There's your hole. There's your...
Oh.
So there's, you see how that one's
Yeah.
pretty fresh. And so
Weird.
we're gonna have to keep our eye out for a young queen in here.
Yeah, this was a package, so it should have a marked yellow queen. Did you find the queen in there?
Yellow
in
or
this
white?
one, not in that one. That one's just white toast.
Yeah.
That's what I
But
thought.
this one had a cougar queen,
Yeah.
and
these
it was looking good.
Yep, she looks good.
Yeah, we were thinking you'd want to.
All right. Well,
Yep.
very good.
Yeah.
Good job.
That one's just about
Let's go to
Yeah.
this bottom box. See what we find down there.
No, I think I was trying to kind of explain that earlier, but I got these queens just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I basically tried to split
I didn't
just enough
see,
to keep that queen alive.
I didn't see her in there either.
And there's very
So she might have not been enough to keep her alive.
You call
We'd
her
like to give her a go.
a cougar queen because she's old? Is that why you call her a cougar queen?
You want to go again?
She's bred by
Might as well.
WSU.
Nobody else is stepping up.
No.
Give you a little bit.
Seriously, that's why you call her a cougar queen?
Yeah.
And your other queens, do you name them from wherever they've been bred?
Well, this
Yeah.
one, Should have had a number on it, right? What was it?
Did you want it? Did you want me to?
Hey Rick, I see you only have 9 frames on this one. What's
As soon
the
as
reason
I
for
see
that?
the screen, Rick, I try to put like
No, that might have been.
That's why. Okay. Well, I was wondering. I figured just because she was old, but I was wrong. You were right.
They were doing
Oh,
stuff
Scott, when he's
with
counting his fingers.
That might have been some operator error.
At least you're honest.
Yeah.
See that first frame was mostly looked like drone cells.
Was it? Is it?
Thought just from looking.
Are there any?
Yeah, see those are all drone cells.
And he wrote on the top drone.
Oh, and drone cells bigger than
Yes.
the other ones?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Now we better
okay.
look for those in our hive.
Yeah. Well, I don't have drone frames designated, but maybe we should.
Well, bees won't listen to what you write on top.
I know,
Okay,
but
so what do we see there?
They can't read.
what if you get the ones with the bigger, like the green one?
Do you have plastic frames? The
Yeah,
plastic
Yes.
so we got a little bit of, is there honey stores in there? No, that's
Actually, I have
really
some of the
empty,
natural
isn't
too,
it?
but they're old
The other side, yeah.
and dark.
Let's-
Like,
We'll
remember
add
how
another
we have
one
the
there
ones with the strings in between it, except
we'll
for
see
the,
what we get.
there's a bunch of wax moths.
And I have to
and
scrape it all off of
from there.
those. Yeah.
Do you have access to a table saw?
Does that no? Does that have a table saw? No.
Might work the other side
He
later.
has
Or a skill saw?
Okay.
Skill saw.
Okay. Take
He has
a sheet of a foundation and
Sort of.
cut it in half.
Okay.
Put it right in the center of the frame,
Okay.
and then put popsicle sticks like that. And,
Okay.
and put it in the springtime, and then you build.
Then they're trying to figure out
Okay.
different ways to graph the
I
I
different
love popsicles.
information.
Look, I carry them in my pocket at all
There
times.
you
'Cause
go.
I use them for spacers. I use them for lots of
And
stuff.
we don't have.
Yeah, and in the springtime, they will build natural cone, and they will be larger because they want to put
Well,
drones
there's a
in there.
little bit of honey
And then I
there.
just
Rick,
pull
do you
them
want
out
this
every
up
3
above,
weeks
or do you
and
want
cut
it
them out and
in
feed
the
them to my
lower
neighbors.
chamber?
Sure, we can
Okay.
put it up above.
That's what I
Okay.
did with because I
We're
had
gonna set this on
several
the side,
frames
and we'll
that
put
were
it up
full
above here in a
of wax
minute.
moths.
You got her,
And
Mel?
it was old, so I just gave them to the chickens. The chickens ate.
Okay,
the
now,
wax
what
moths,
is
they
this
ate some
cup?
of the wax. It was
So
awesome.
all your honey you want to
What?
put up above?
Oh, that's a piece of the queen.
Oh,
cage.
okay.
Do
Okay.
you want to put all your honey up above?
This don't have much. It's got a little bit of pollen, so we should be looking for brood in the next frame. Hopefully, we find a marked queen.
If we find the other queen, that'll be good too.
Yes, it would.
She's not getting bred.
My
Okay.
hand was vibrating. Now I know why. I'm like, my phone is not in my hand. You smell my bees?
Oh.
Fight.
Okay, here's another one.
Look at that guy. He's grabbing the other guy. He's got a hold of the other guy's
they're
leg, and
brawling.
he's like,
Fight.
And they're duking it out.
Wow.
man, that's a skidoo.
I am not seeing it happening here. We haven't found hardly any brood. Did you find any brood up above? We found some cat brood and a little bit of larvae, but not much for eggs. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one, this hive and this hive may be lacking a queen.
Huh.
So what do we do about that?
Well, that's a
Find
question
a
for
queen.
Rick.
That's why he's standing here. That's why I'm like, so what do we do about that?
Okay. There's your queen.
You're gonna put honey on top. Is that on
Okay, the
top?
queen's in the next frame.
Yep.
Who wants to open it up and find the queen?
I want to, but
No,
I want
Oliver,
her
you
hand.
It's on the next frame over. I just saw her.
You saw her come up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and so we do have a queen.
She's
This
marked.
one?
Yep, and so we'll keep the frame over the box, and
I see her.
She stands out.
She's on this side. See how she stands like a beacon.
man,
Oh, yeah,
she's
you can see
big.
Let me take,
Number
let me take a
41?
picture.
Yeah.
Is that the wazoo?
Yeah.
bee?
See her right
How long has she been in
Oh,
here
she
now?
has a huge number.
Right
See
there.
see if you can see
Okay,
what number
well,
it
we
is.
want to
Oh,
look
yeah.
really carefully on that frame for eggs.
Oh, yeah.
There, she's
that
laying
was
one right now.
bad.
Okay,
What number
well,
is
she
it?
probably just needed a little time to get going then.
41. Number 41.
How long she did
That one
that
doesn't
come with the
look that
package, Rick, or
long.
is that something you just put in?
No, that's a cougar queen.
She doesn't look that long, but
There
she's
babies in there?
fat. That's certainly different.
No, she's
We found Her Majesty.
I think she was partially in a cell there for a minute. See, look at her now.
Look how young she looks.
She's laying as we speak. All right.
Well, now she's trying to hide.
Yeah.
Where is she? Right there, up on the top. See the white dot number?
Sticks out like a sore thumb.
Good job.
She's pretty. Yeah, she is a big woman. Okay, I'm glad we found that one. Now she's running. But I'm still not seeing many eggs in here.
I had a great big queen,
Yeah.
re-queen,
That's easy.
and we crushed that big old queen. She could have been a replacement queen, and I didn't know it. I really hated to kill a queen that looked that big, but
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's we're gonna put this one next over to her and keep the bee sandwich the same way.
you want the honey frame back then?
You want the honey frame down below next to her, saddle on her end, or do you want it up above, or do you want to? We ought to put another frame right here that's fully built out, don't you think?
Right there. The one that's
Yeah.
right behind you.
Let me see if I got one back over.
There's
on
one
this side.
behind you.
Right behind you?
Hand it to him.
Well, yeah, it's the honey frame though.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, it is
There's
honey
a-
on one side.
See one? Let's put this one in over
The one
here.
disadvantage too is see, it's got quite a bit
Drone.
larger.
Yeah, I see the
drone
drone
style
stuff.
cone.
Yeah. But don't put that
Oh yeah,
next
we
to
don't
your.
want to do that because we want worker bees. Oh, you
Get
got
it?
somebody that's getting
Oh, you sure did.
Where's my knife here?
You got gloves on my truck.
Well, I've got to cut it off first. Not
I was kind of shocked how long my hand stayed swollen when I got stung on my
so it
hand.
didn't get in the bloodstream. Thanks a lot, huh?
When you got stuck?
When I got stung, yeah, taking pictures. Taking video when we were harvesting
One
honey.
day I got tagged right between the webbing
Right.
of these 3 fingers. And I had the big old giant
Right.
sausage fingers.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I got tagged right here on my
Did it get you
hand.
pretty
so I was
good?
taking a picture. And I couldn't believe it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we got one more frame that's out of the
Right
box
behind
still.
It's the
Yeah, it's got the honey
Honey
on
frame behind you.
Okay,
Did you want to put it on top, or you want to?
let's.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll do that.
there was some that like that.
Yeah, that's a good one for the. We'll put this completely empty one out on the edge. How about that?
Well, I think I got enough things to do at home.
Mel, you taking off?
Yeah. Thanks,
Okay, thanks for coming.
Yeah, I thought I'd just come
Thanks
by.
for keeping
We're
me
gonna-
straight.
We're gonna head back on over to
Yeah, you know, it's
Suzanne.
always good to have somebody here to check in
Awesome.
my lies.